I'm the Land Use Director for the Cairngorms National Park Authority. We have about 50 staff working for the National Park Authority, based in 2 offices in the park here. Here it was a fantastic view to get a sense of the woodland in the area. That's the Loch Morlich where we were standing on the beach a minute ago down there. But what you can really see from here is the connection of the woodland. Through that gap over there, just that notch in the hills, is land owned by the RSPB, that's the Royal Society for Protection of Birds, which is a conservation NGO. We really encourage people to come in and enjoy the park all year round. The area has always been a traditional place for winter sports, skiing, snowboarding, mountaineering. In recent years, mountain biking has been a big sort of growth, so a lot of people now come to bike. And what we're trying to do is to make sure that people do come all year round and fill those quiet times a year to support the local businesses and communities. National parks in Scotland are quite new. We're only 9 years old here, established 2003. So we're in the Cairngorms National Park here. We're standing at the beach by Glenmore here, by Loch Morlich, which is one of the kind of main places visitors come to in the park. You know, here we've got a classic Cairngorms sort of woodland is Scots pine, birch, juniper, which we've got in the background here, holly, rowan, aspen, some of those other species. So I mean, here's, you know, fantastic old tree, old Scots pine, and quite unusually it's kind of branched out in several limbs and grown probably for many hundreds of years, having branched out. Looking around the woodlands like this, actually you can see, you know, quite a few trees like this. We can just see another one through there, in fact. It's one of the kind of qualities of woodlands here. You get lots of straight trees growing up, and then where really old trees like this have been left for one reason or another, you get this fantastic spread of canopy and crown and different limbs. The National Park Authority has a budget of about £4.5 million per year, which in the scheme of managing an area this big is actually pretty small. You know, it doesn't go very far when you start to try to do things on the ground. A lot of the economy in the area is based on tourism, and clearly a lot of land ownership units run tourism businesses as part of their business, as well as more traditional forestry, hunting and agricultural businesses. So it's all about using our funds to pull other groups together, and generally we have a kind of rate of about 1 to 4 leverage. So across all of our spend, what we put in generally attracts 4 times as much from other sources to put into the park. Here, we're in a national park, but there are lots of people that live and work here. There's about 17,000 people that live in the Cairngorms National Park. All the forest that we see around here is managed for timber production, as well as for native woodland and biodiversity and fantastic habitat and landscape value. And I think that's one of the strengths of these kind of woodlands, is that they are genuinely multi-use. On top of that, there's an increasing wood fuel industry. There's a couple of suppliers who take quite a bit of timber from the area now, turn it into wood chips, and have developed contracts with local schools, hotels, buildings to heating fuel, and that's an area that we're particularly trying to develop. There's an increasing interest, I think, from people to use local timber. There are companies that are making flooring, you know, for houses, for example, from birch now. Larch is often used for timber cladding, external cladding on buildings. There's not a kind of a universal sort of culture of it, but there's actually quite an increasing interest from a lot of people in using local timber now.